mumbo jumbo, then you realize we are really having it's a beautiful state, a beautiful place. We just have too many wackos running things around here. So we're going to kind of dive in and talk about some of those wackos that happen to be associated with the state of California that are embarrassing us and humiliating us. Now, if you guys are new to my broadcast, please, please, please make sure to put your name down in the chat so I can give you a shout out. Also, join us over on Haps if you're not here already. Haps.tv/invite/at Vicky Fitch, VICKIFITCH. Come on over so you can see the comments. We are broadcasting on 9 platforms right now, so we'll hopefully you join us. I'm trying to see if I am showing up. There we go on Periscope right here. So we are on Periscope, and I want to make sure. Hey, Dale, welcome to the broadcast. Nashville, Tennessee, in the house, reporting for duty here. So thanks for being here. And by the way, if you haven't hit the share button yet, be sure to hit the share button so we can make sure that other people can get involved in our conversation. Okay, so today's topic is Maxine the Menace is at it again. Now, put a 1 in the chat box if you know who Maxine the Menace is, right? I won't say her name out loud. I'm probably already in trouble enough just saying her first name. But the fact is that in the dictionary under the word nuts, I'm fairly certain that her picture is there, right? It's kind of California. All the people that are associated with California have gone absolutely wacko. So let's just talk about what Maxine the Menace has done. And we'll just call her MTM from now on, right? So I don't get in any more trouble with the algorithm and I don't get myself in the schnitzel box where I'm already there anyway. Who am I kidding? Have you tried to get on Frank's speech? Yeah, I did it. I signed up the day that we were available, and then of course we were supposed to be able to do something and then do something today, but then it was all jammed up and having problems. But I did sign up technically as the VIP. Excuse me. But we will talk about that at a later time. Hopefully, they'll get that stuff straightened out and we can kind of, crank through that and develop that platform as well. So right now, let's talk about what's going on with MTM. Now, we've been talking a little bit about what's happening with mob rule and why we are allowing other people to make decisions for us when they shouldn't be, right? We've allowed the mob to make decisions. Now, if you guys didn't hear, Governor DeSantis, I was so excited. Put a 2 in the chat box, a 2 in the chat box. If you heard the new bill that Governor DeSantis is doing, I absolutely love it. And if, what's his name and the White House was, Captain Unity, if he actually had, cojones, he would actually be doing something like what DeSantis is doing. It reminds me of when Mr. T put in the bill. The executive order that people that were trying to rip down statues were going to spend a minimum of 10 years in jail, if I remember that correctly. Now I could have my facts a little tweaked, but Mr. T definitely did that. And all of a sudden, it was a miracle. People stopped pulling down statues. I don't know what was going on there, but right, all of a sudden, everybody stopped and kind of got on the right track. But they started doing other things, the looting and the fires. That was all okay because nobody was stopping that. But this nonsense is continuing on. So Governor DeSantis says, hey, you know what, for here, and again, I don't remember the exact punishments, but if you start looting during a riot, if you start rioting and looting, you are going to be prosecuted, and I think you have a minimum 6 months in jail. If you assault a police officer during one of these things, then there's another penalty. And it's minimum. It's not none of this, none of this ridiculousness. There's a minimum, and then you're going to feel the effects, and people are going to think twice. Because let's look what happened. Let's look at MTM here and talk about inciting violence. What the what? Now, I'm going to read you guys some comments, but for those of you, in case you don't know, I'm going to kind of recap what's happening here and where she's going with this and why this is so absolutely insane and why no one's doing anything about it. Well, luckily, someone is starting to do something about it, which is what makes me really excited because people are starting to wake up and saying, wait a minute, even if no matter what side you're on, when you start seeing drastic inconsistencies, when one person gets, impeached for something that another person continually does over and over and over again, without any consequence, without anybody even addressing it, then you recognize that something's a little off in River City, right? So, and again, thank you guys for being here. If you guys would do me a favor and hit the share button, and if you guys are new, like I said, drop your name in the chat box. Hopefully, hopefully we're getting out and about here. I know I've been in the schnitzel box. I'm always in the schnitzel box, especially when the longer I wait, from a broadcast on Thursday to Monday, man, I'm in deep doo doo by then. But anyway, okay, so let's talk about what's going on. As I was telling you, Governor DeSantis is doing something about it, and somebody else is doing something about it. If you guys didn't hear what MTM did, I'm gonna actually read what she said so I don't get it wrong, right? Well, I might. Let's see. Before the part she's saying that she said she hopes the verdict, where she's talking about Derek Chauvin, the trial is here. Now, if you ask me, when you start telling people, yeah, right. Thank you, Dale. When you start telling people that about what's going to happen if you don't get the verdict you want, I mean, doesn't it sound like we're coercing people already? We're basically pre-threatening that if we don't get what we want, that we are going to, I'm encouraging, not me as in me as an MTM, I'm encouraging people to do more, right? I was trying to look that up, and I'll pull it up in a second, but she told them that if Chauvin does not get convicted, guilty is what we're looking for. She did say that. That was a quote. We must stay on the street. We must be more active and more confrontational. Now just absorb that for a minute. We must stay on the street, be more active and more confrontational. Now, does that sound like inciting violence? Because we do know that there's still rioting going on, right? We do know there's still looting going on. We do know that this stuff is already still happening. So is that not incitement of violence? I mean, I'm going to read you, because Kevin McCarthy said, you know what? He demanded that the Wicked Witch of the West prosecute her. And this is where they said, let's see. He demanded that she did. It does. And if she doesn't, here's his tweet. MW, you guys know who it is inciting violence in Minneapolis, just as she has incited it in the past. If Speaker Pelosi doesn't act against this dangerous rhetoric, I will bring action this week. That was from Kevin McCarthy. As a matter of fact, I know how to do my screen share now. I think I got the screen share. So I'm going to try and give you the screen share. Let's see if it's going to give me or not. I think it will. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. Can you? Yes or no? Let me go back here and check and make sure that you guys can see the screen. Can somebody let me know? Okay, good. I can see it over here. All right. So I have to scroll back up. So I don't know if you guys can see this part. I'm looking on Periscope and I don't see it there. So maybe I should go off of it. Do you guys see it? Ignore the curfew, right? Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. You do see it. Okay. So here right at the top, I know it's hard to read, but the top, that, like I said, that's his quote. Maxine Waters is inciting violence in Minneapolis, just as she has incited in the past. If Speaker Pelosi doesn't act against this dangerous rhetoric, I will bring action this week. And I hope he does, because this is nuts. This is the article, right, by the way, and I shared it out recently from the Daily Wire, that Kevin McCarthy says he'll bring action against her for inciting violence if the Wicked Witch of the West doesn't. So as we go down here, we can start looking, this is what she said right here. We're looking for a guilty verdict. Is that not preempting people with an expectation that if we don't get it, that's when we're going to act, right? We're looking for a guilty verdict. She's talking to the people. And if you look at I shared it out, but right before this broadcast on my Facebook platform, that I shared the video of her actually saying this, right? And we're looking to see if all this that took place has been taking place after they saw what happened to George Floyd. So again, if you've been following the trial and you've actually been listening to what's going on, you might be surprised to find out that, what charges they're bringing up against, and that there is absolutely 100% reasonable doubt of what they're trying to do. They've showed enough evidence that I don't see how they could convict. I mean, honestly, because they're not giving him. if I remember correctly, they weren't giving them the option to do a lesser charge of involuntary manslaughter. And as a matter of fact, MTM talks about that as well. But she says here, if nothing does not happen that we know, I don't even know what that means, that we've got to not stay in the street, but we've got to fight for justice. But I'm very well, again, these quotes, here she goes saying guilty, guilty, guilty. And if we don't, we cannot go away. When asked, the reporter literally asked her, what should activists do if Chauvin is not convicted? And she said, we must stay on the street. We must get more, we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational, right? Then she said, we've got to make sure they know we mean business. Now, what in the heck, right? And here are some other comments from other people that I think is really relevant. Ted Cruz said, Democrats actively encouraging riots and violence. They want to tear us apart. We got to stay on the street. Waters was recording adding that protesters needed to get more confrontational and they should ignore the curfew in place. So she's encouraging people to disregard our police officers. We already know they want to defund them. We already know all kinds of stuff's going on. But here she's in, and Matt Walsh says what I said too. Maxine Waters is trying to intimidate a jury to influence the outcome of a murder trial. I mean, basically, she said, if you don't do this, we're going, things are going to get ugly. That's wrong. That's illegal. And she happens to be an elected official. I mean, an embarrassing one, but she's an elected official. And if we look at this, Stephen Crowder says, if Trump was removed from Twitter and Facebook for inciting violence, then Maxine Waters need to be federally charged and impeached. Boom, right? She is a threat. Brian Dean Wright says she's a threat to the Republic, right? The Democrat and former CIA officer. She's a threat to the Republic, which she is, because she is actively, openly encouraging people to do crazy stuff because she's already watched what they did all summer and she knows what they're doing right now. So she's not trying to curb her words or tell people, hey, we need to protest peacefully, which Mr. T said time and time and time again, but that didn't count because somebody made some other decision. So come on, people. Here, Jerry Callahan says Donald Trump was impeached and banned from all social media platforms for less. Exactly, right? And Kurt, an attorney and columnist, Kurt Schlichter, I think it says, this is an insurrection. And Tim Pool says, Maxine Waters says that Chauvin premeditated the murder of George Floyd, and if he's not convicted of a crime he wasn't charged with, then they should get more confrontational. And, right. And he says more confrontational than burning down buildings. What does that mean? Right. So again, guys, we have got to address this and stop pretending that these nutty McNuts people aren't doing crazy things and getting more and more people in trouble. They don't have any regard for what they say. If it fits their narrative, they're going to go hog wild and do whatever they want. This is wrong in so many ways. Let me go over here and check out what you guys got here. Alex or Alexis, welcome. If this can happen, then this will occur, right? Exactly. And Dale says, ignore the curfew. Can you believe that? And then I'm going to talk about some other things that kind of tie into this. Like, how about the Molotov cocktails that were thrown at the police officers? How about the fact that in New York, even if you rob a bank, apparently I heard this today, I did not know this was factual. Even if you rob a bank, you go down, you get booked, you get your picture taken, and they let you back out. Is that policing? What the heck is that? That's not even a deterrent. What are we thinking? I mean, since when did we go off the deep end? Oh, I'm sorry. I think I remember. It's when Captain Unity got in charge, right? Everything went off the deep end. Dale says, listen to what the doctors say. Yeah, right. Vicki, do you know she will not be held responsible? You know what? I don't know who you are, Facebook user. You need to say your name, but I think I hope this time she will. I don't know what they're going to do, but we also thought, Cuomo was going to get, railroaded because even his own party was, kind of tossing him under the bus. But then what happened? Another pinball, somebody has sent another pinball out. And have you guys heard anything about it? All of a sudden, dead silence on that front because we got rioting, we got looting, we got shoving, we have so many things going on that people forget about the disgusting, horrible leadership that is leading us down paths that are creating havoc, that are creating evil, I mean, it's nuts. And we need to step up, stand out, and say something. We cannot continue to be silent, people. If we want the world to change, if we want the United States to be great again, to be that amazing place that we grew up in, we may have had problems, but we always thought it was great. Right now, we're looking at it and going, what happened? I mean, Portland is still burning, people. What happened? Where is the leadership? What happened to these people? Defund Maxine. Amen to that. That woman needs to be fired. I mean, let's face it. She's been doing this for years and years and years. I mean, we heard her during the summer, her and the Wicked Witch of the White House. Okay. And those two, if you guys don't know who they are, the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wicked Witch of the White House. We got two witches, one short. Well, they're both kind of short, but one's shorter and older, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You guys probably, I think you know what I'm talking about. Hello from Moreno Valley. Hey, sure. Welcome to the broadcast. Law and order. Yeah. Where is it? There is no law and order. It's upheaval. This crazy defund the police. You know, what's her name? Talib. She thinks that we should not only get rid of the police, of course, but also close all the prisons and let all the people out of prison. I mean, who does that? Who thinks like that? Those people are nuts. I mean, they have an agenda. I can't even imagine how bad and horrible that agenda is. Like, I can't even let my mind go there to what they're really after, because we all know what would happen. You don't close the prisons and then just let, anarchy run the streets. We know what would happen. I mean, it's disgusting. Love your nutty McNuts. Exactly right. Cher says, yes, they do if no one was hurt. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I got away with 10 million, but nobody was hurt. I'm going back on the street, right? Oh, it's Jeff. Jeff, welcome. Thanks. Barb Color says, and MTM televised the closing statements today. Talk about inside. Right? This is what I mean. It is. I'm okay. So I'll answer these or look at these last three comments, and then I want to dive into these other parts of what is happening to our police officers, because we need to defend our police and back our blue. I mean, I can't say that enough. I don't care how mad it makes people. I absolutely positively believe that. Are there some idiots out there? There absolutely are. There are idiots in every profession, in every country, every color, every creed, every religion. There are jerks, right? There are creeps out there. But the general rule, the general people that are out there are trying to defend us. They're trying to protect and serve. That's what they were hired to do. That's what they were trained to do. And that's their job, right? We are letting this crazy leftist agenda and the squad. I mean, how did those people get elected? I can't even figure it out. None of them have any actual appeal at all. There's no, they aren't articulate orators. They're not, I don't even get it. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm completely flabbergasted. I do get that they were getting a lot of younger voters. And so I still can't figure it out. I have to dive into that, because when I watch, and you guys know I've talked about Miss Bug Eyes and her drama, I feel like I'm watching someone who's trying to learn how to act. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, where's Hunter? Ain't that the truth? People, there is the evidence is overwhelming and disgusting, especially if you look at the brave duck. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just think about it, right? Instead of, you guys remember, I'm always in the schnitzel box. I'm trying to stay out, but I'm in. I know I'm in. I don't know if I'll ever get out, but it's okay. I'm trying. Cher says, so counselors are going to sweet talk the bad guys, right? Okay. So this is exactly my point. So did you guys put a 3 in the chat box if you heard Dipwad Geraldo his comments yesterday, or was it yesterday? I don't know. Oh my gosh, Dan Bongino went off on him and his idiocy. Okay, and let me back up for 1 second and say, I don't think people spitballing ideas is idiocy. I don't think trying to come up with potential solutions is idiocy. Like with my kids, I always told them, your job when you bring me a problem is to come up with 3 potential solutions, right? From the obvious to the outlandish. I don't care. You just have to start thinking and start delivering. So if Geraldo had delivered this idea as kind of a spitball, if we could just try this, maybe this would work kind of concept, I would think of it as more tolerable and recognize that, hey, we all throw out ideas and then realize, okay, yeah, that won't work, right? But no, he throws it out and then tries to dig in his heels and act like it's this superior idea when it's utter, stupidity when you think of the facts, right? And here I'm going to go in there. So did you guys see this? Let me see. Yes, defend our police, please. Yes. You don't understand elections. Jeffrey, are you asking me if I don't understand elections? I'm not. Help me understand there, because I think I'm pretty articulate in the election process, but I don't know if I missed something because again, the comments come later. How did Omar get elected? I don't know. Oh, is that what you were referring to, Jeff? Are you being sarcastic? Like you don't understand elections? I get how elections work. I just don't understand how anyone would be that ignorant to vote for those people because they don't seem to understand anything about our country or our electoral system. I mean, or how, yeah, thank you very much, Dale. Exactly. So they were appointed, not elected. Who was appointed, not elected? Who are we talking about? Omar wasn't appointed. She was elected. Right? Am I getting my own info wrong? You guys are starting to confuse me here. I think all these solutions people should go on a ride along on a Friday night, right? Share exactly. Yeah, and Jeffrey says Ilhan Omar was elected twice. Yeah. Well, okay, and I'm going to play devil's advocate for 1 second. You said you don't know how. Well, I don't know who's insane enough to elect her once, let alone twice, right? That's what I'm saying. She is she's nuts is what she is. She's absolutely nuts. And what is her point? Like if you do you, I mean, who could really believe that? Let's let all the rapists and murderers and drug dealers and cartel people out of prison and just let them run amok. I mean, that's insanity. So I don't know, Jeff. Do you actually agree with that? Do you see any way that that would actually culturally assist our country? Because yeah. So I understand elections. I don't understand how she got elected. Although, I mean, and not to put a damper on the possibility that people really actually wanted her elected. But when you look at her cousin that was caught on tape, ballot stuffing and doing all that stuff, how he's bragging about how he goes around and collects ballots and stuff. I don't know. It just, I don't know. It leaves a little, beyond a reasonable doubt. It leaves some reasonable doubt in my mind that she got there officially, right? So, okay, seems we are clearing up. Okay, Jeff, thanks. Well, that's just bias. People can say the same about green. What's just bias, Jeff? I don't understand what you're saying. You think Omar was elected or she was shoehorned in? Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know how she got there because people don't really seem to like her. I have never seen her people publicly support her. Maxine Waters is a nut job, and people actually flock to listen to her rhetoric. AOC is like Clueless meets Mean Girls, and she is like a dingaling. When I watch her and her overemphasized emotions, I feel like I'm dealing with a child, not someone who should be holding a public office. So, she got the social media, she got her social media following up and she uses drama. She doesn't use facts or clarity or intelligence. She uses emotions and drama and whining. It's sad that we would have people swinging and towards that, but that's what we've been teaching people in the college systems. I mean, they are there. That's what they're learning. And so I understand how she got elected by though that group of people because they don't understand politics, they don't understand business. They want everything for free, and that socialist agenda is going to hurt us. Um let's see. She is one rep. She has zero power. Jeff, come on. You don't really believe that AOC has zero power. I mean, she's part of that squad that is trying to manipulate everything. I mean, well, okay, I'm getting off on a different topic. Love to talk about that one. I'm going to look at those comments and I'm going to get back to this. We know how the elections go. Yeah, we do. There's not one sheriff that agrees with the new releases, right? I don't know one cop that does. I don't think that actually happened. Smokes Creek fishing. What don't you think happened, my friend? Are you related to Sarah Palin? I am not, but are you asking like in a trolley way or because you think I look like her? Or what does that mean? She won her first primary, then 78% of the final vote in 2018. That's how it happened. It's public. Okay, I'm not sure exactly again where you're going with that. Um, again, election. We already know that elections are not always the way they seem. We already know that there's a lot of people who were prosecuted for election fraud. Certainly on small scales, the larger ones haven't necessarily been proven yet. But anyway, I still personally, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And I did not see a show of support for her. Just like, I mean, I don't know which side of the aisle you're on, but I have my idea based on the conversation. But EO Joe could not get anybody to come to his rallies. Now you can say it was COVID, you can say whatever you want, but he's not a popular president. People may have voted for him because they didn't like Trump, but they didn't vote for him because they like him. He lied, he flip-flopped, he was all over the place. He's still all over the map. He can't figure out what he's doing. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, we're not going to take your guns. Yes, we are. No, we're not. Yes, we are. He and the Wicked Witch of the White House, those two both have the same, they're flip-floppers, just like Fauci. I mean, that little trio right there, the flip-flopping trio. They're like pinballs. You can't figure out where they're going, which way they're going to go, and they're going to change on a dime. So, um, let's see. Oh, you don't think her cousin stuffed ballot boxes, but you saw him. You did see that it literally, like, he was caught, right? You know that he was actually caught on tape and stuff like that. So I don't know if you don't know that, but I'm happy to get a link for you. Oh, so you don't believe in elections? How should we? I don't know who you're talking to, Jeff, because obviously I believe in elections. I don't know what that means. He got 84 million votes. Yeah, Dale, sure he did. Yeah. I don't think he got 80 million votes. And yeah, there's no way. There's no way that man got 80 million votes. I mean, zero. In my personal opinion, zero. There's no way that happened. We need to clean up the election process. True story. Why did he not go to jail? Good question, Smokes Creek. I mean, I could ask you about 10,000 things that we could ask. Why isn't he in jail? Why isn't Cuomo in jail? Why hasn't he been removed from office when 9 people now or more have been what I mean, there's a long list of that. Okay, I'm going to finish this, but just feel free to keep chatting up there and I will get back to those in a minute. I'm going to go back to this. So, where was I before I started getting sidetracked over there? All right. So we were talking about, MTM and her nonsense and what she's doing, how she is inciting difficulties, right? She is inciting violence from people. When you've watched what happened for 6 months without incitement, you know that this is going to incite. So I'm really glad to hear that Kevin McCarthy is going to prosecute her. He's going to, if Pelosi doesn't do her job, which she needs to. You can't take charges up against Trump and try and impeach him for him saying, we're going to peacefully protest. He said it multiple times. But you say that was incitement of violence when she says you are going to get more confrontational. She's also the same woman that said anytime you see someone in the Trump administration at a restaurant or out in public, you get in their face, you make them uncomfortable, you tell them they're not welcome. This is a woman that habitually incites people to do things that they shouldn't do, and she's never called out on it. So it's time that she was called out on it and she starts having to be responsible for what she's trying to do to other people. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So it's time for her to and like I said, she should be removed from office. She absolutely 100%. If you can ban Trump from all social media platforms for telling people to peacefully protest, then absolutely telling people to become more confrontational when they're already lighting fires and throwing Molotov cocktails at people, then you know what you're inciting. You know that you're creating havoc. So speaking of the Molotov cocktail part, right? Did you guys see? Put a four in the chat box if you guys saw the guy that got out of his car and told the cop he was bending down to get his water or something, grabs a Molotov cocktail and throws it at the cop's face. That guy should be in jail for a minimum of 2 years? I mean, maybe 5. That you assaulted a police officer intentionally too. He was only pulled over. There was not even an arrest going on. He intentionally did that. That needs to stop. And that's why I said Governor DeSantis, if you look at his new bill, it's beautiful, right? It actually starts calling people out on their crap. It tells them that if you're going to riot, you're going to jail, period. If you hurt people during that, if you hurt an officer doing that or assault an officer, you're going to jail for longer. And he's cracking down, and that's what we should be doing nationwide. That's what EO Joe ought to be doing. Mr. Captain Unity needs to get his act together and start making sure that people stop breaking the law. what he's doing is acting like a twit. I mean, seriously. And then the Wicked Witch of the White House, get down to the border and handle your business, girlfriend, because saying that you want open borders and that you're not going down there, it's weak leadership, and it's obvious that you just want people to ignore it. You're hoping that the news cycle will go down, and you guys keep throwing out more pinballs, so we'll start looking other directions, just like we do on Cuomo and everything else. The $1 billion mask deal here in California. Nobody has the time and energy to follow all these pinballs. And so that's what they keep doing. They just keep shooting out one more after another. And then executive order after executive order, no one can keep up. It is time for the administration to be called out on their crap. And the people that are, on the other side of the aisle need to step up, stand out, and speak just like you do as American people. You guys need to say something. Stop being silent. And maybe you're saying something is hitting the share button right now. Maybe it's asking somebody a question. Maybe it's getting involved in your local community. I don't know. But if you don't want this for your kids and for the rest of your life, you better get your act together too, because this is coming down the pike. And you may live in an area that's outside of these riot zones, but we should not allow people to basically manipulate juries, manipulate other people. If the outcome isn't what we want, there's going to be trouble. That's like a mob rule. That's a gang rule. That's exactly what used to happen in the times of Al Capone, right? People were threatened and coerced into doing things that they didn't want to do, even if it was wrong. So this is coming back down again if we don't put a stop to it. So it's time to step up, stand out, and speak. All right, let me go over. I can see there's a lot of comments in there. Kim Wendy gave me a high five award. Thank you so much, Kim. I totally appreciate it. I don't know if the Molotov cocktail guy got charged. I know they arrested, I know they went after him and he threw another one. I don't know what the final resolve of that thing was. Let me go back here. Let's see. Yeah, why isn't Hillary in jail? That's a good question. Especially, most people don't know that they actually proved what she did to the hard drives and stuff, and it was completely illegal. But the administration actually has to prosecute her, and they don't want to prosecute her. She needs to be. She should be in jail legally. She should be in jail. But most people don't watch. They're not watching the hearings. They're not watching C-SPAN. They're not figuring out what's going on. Again, they're too busy. Like, there's so many things going on in the world today that nobody's watching all that stuff and finding out what an absolute, piece of work she is. Let's see. Hi, Tinker Balls. Welcome to the broadcast. Let's see. Thanks, Kim. Thank you. In California, assault on a peace officer is only 1 year if they don't plea bargain. And you know what, Cher? They have not been even prosecuted. They did what they told the officers to do is to back off. They let them, they had people board up the things on Rodeo Drive. They let the officers, there's videos of the officers watching people run in, steal things, and leave. The officers were told to stand down. That is weak leadership. Garcetti is a weak leader. He's a joke. I mean, watching him walk down the street, he's claiming that the virus is going to kill everybody, but he's walking down the street with 10,000 people last summer with BLM. I mean, give me a break. Stop with your virtue signaling. We need somebody with a backbone. Let's see. We Dawn. I don't know what that means. Share We Dawn. I don't know. EO Joe is just undoing all the EOs EO Trump made. Well, no, that's not true. I mean, he did undo some of them, but come on, man, smokescreen. He's done more he did more executive orders. And I got to get my stats, right? He did more executive orders in his first 2 weeks in office than I think Trump did his entire time in office. I don't know. I got to check it out. But the guy came in within 3 days. He's done more executive orders than anyone ever in the history of the office, from what I understand, in his first 60 days in office. I mean, he's done more executive orders than some presidents did in their whole 4 years. So the man is a menace, and he obviously came in with an agenda, an absolute agenda. I mean, and none of those things make sense. So come on, if we can just try and just at least find some common ground here. If you're actually a patriot, if you care about this country, you cannot believe that walking into the office the first day and identifying that we need transgender males to compete against females in sports. That is not an executive order kind of action, and you certainly don't come in and cram it down people's throat on day one with an executive order. This agenda, it's him that he's just paying back political supporters or something, because it's like political suicide. He knows he's never going to make it through his first term. They're going to kick him out of there. The man is not cognitively there, and if you think he is, then just watch the outtakes. I mean, it's like watching your grandpa suffer. It's horrible. I mean, he doesn't even know what he's saying half the time. It's like he pulls in some relevant content and then all of a sudden goes, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't say that. I don't know." And he just wanders off. It's terrible. And it's embarrassing for us as Americans to have someone incompetent and incoherent in charge of our country. It's terrible. Let's see. We don't press all the issues because we are not like the Democrats. We let it go and try to continue on. I know, Cher, but we can't do that anymore. I mean, we've got to stand up because they are like an army that's pummeling us from every direction. Stacy Lynn, thank you for the super hard award. I appreciate it. Tango Rella says something's not true, Cher. I don't know what that is, but Tango, let us know so we can get involved in the conversation. Mike says hi to Cher. Smoke Creek says the jury was not manipulated. The judge in the Chauvin trial ruled as much today. Okay, really quick. How can you say the judge that the jury is not manipulated? How can you say that they are not persuaded because they're not under they're not being sequestered, right? Am I wrong about that? Because you can't say that. If I was on that trial, if I was on that jury and I heard Maxine Waters say that, and I already know what happened during the summer, I know what's going to happen. Just like our Supreme Court justices didn't rule, which they should have. And if you look at the facts and the actual evidence, there was evidence of voter fraud. They had the responsibility to review it and identify it, whether it did or did not affect the election. But the evidence was there that there was definitely voter fraud. That was a very cowardly way to deal with it because they're afraid of a civil war. I get the leadership concept, but truth is truth and what's right is right. Just like Abraham Lincoln made sure, the Civil War was not obviously something he wanted to do, but he knew what was right and he was willing to fight for it. And that's what we should expect of our leaders. It sucks, right? It sucks being in charge. Leadership is hard. It is lonely. It is difficult. It is challenging, but it is what you're supposed to do. I happen to be a Christian, and the Bible says, to whom much is given, much will be required. If you've been given the mind and the ability and the talents and the skills to recognize how to lead people and what needs to happen in your country, then you owe it to the people to do your best. You owe that to them, even if it causes trouble, right? Not inciting trouble, but when you stand up for truth, sometimes it does cause trouble. Just like when you back down and allow people like BLM and Antifa last year to go run amok. And what about the Chaz and the Chop Zone or whatever? What the heck was that? What a bunch of cowardly morons. You get it together. Leadership, this is the United States of America. You don't get to form an autonomous zone. And then you guys remember this, right? That one of the guys gets shot in the autonomous zone, which means the cops aren't allowed in. And then when the guy got shot, they finally got the police in, even though people were trying to tell him to get out. The guy goes on video on Instagram looking for an attorney because he's going to sue the cops for not getting there fast enough. I mean, this is called idiocy, right? And if we are putting up with it, then it's just insane. And we need to get it together and stop letting this happen. Okay. So I disagree, Smokes Creek. Again, there's lots of comments. It looks like there's 35 comments below. And by the way, real quick, if y'all haven't hit the share button, hit the share button, because you're going to get some rocking good value, and you're at least going to get an argument going today, because apparently we have some people from the other side coming in. We love that. We want to have communication. We want to try and bridge a gap. But let's come here with a conversation and not with an attack session. Don't try and bully. Don't, just ask some questions and let's actually have a conversation. Let's see. Yeah. So I don't know which remark you guys are saying about share. I'm going to try and catch up really quick before I go on to, let's see. Let's see. That's not true. I'm trying to catch up. Let's see. He was arrested. Tango. Who was arrested? Tango. Yes, she should be in prison. I agree, Kim. Let's see. Repubs make as much noise as the Dems have. So Tango, apparently, are you a Democrat and you're saying that the Republicans make as much noise? Because I mean, let's be honest. The Republicans aren't making enough noise. We're not stepping up, standing up and forcing issues here, and we have to start. So the Democrats are I mean, look at Maxine's out there telling people to basically get confrontational. That's inciting problems. I don't believe that at all. Let's see, the EO that Trump signed, like the Muslim ban, were horrible. Smokescreen, did you even read it? Do you even know? I mean, this leads me to believe that you're getting your information from the mainstream media and not actually reading yourself. Now, I don't know, but I'd love to have a conversation on that because if you actually read that executive order and the detail behind it, you can't call it horrible. It wasn't horrible. It was not about banning Muslims. And if you don't know that, then we've got to get on the same page before we can have the conversation. You actually have to know what the conversation is about before we can tackle that one, but I'm happy to do it. You mean like Capitol officers standing down on January 6th? Um, well, they actually opened the doors and let people in, and I think that there's a lot of really big confusion on that. There were obviously some people that had intention to create violence. There were other people that wanted to go in and take some snapshots and some selfies, kind of like in social media land, and then there was other people that got kind of swept up in the door's open, I can walk in. So I think that we've taken this insurrection and blown it out of proportion, because when you look at the equivalent of the people that were there for a peaceful protest and did what they were supposed to, you can always have someone who does something wrong. But this was not 100,000 or a million people mobbing the Capitol, for heaven's sake. And like I said, that's not the way the Republicans work. I mean, you guys probably have noticed that. And you guys call people Trumpsters. They aren't insurrectionists. They don't try and beat people up and set fire to stuff. We try and have conversations. It's just kind of sometimes falls on deaf ears. Um, let's see, not even close. I don't know what that meant. Good God, Joe. Don't know what that means. And y'all complain that he never did anything in 47 years and then complain that he's doing too. No, Tango. He hasn't done anything helpful in 47 years, and he hasn't done anything helpful now. The man is destroying the country. I mean, I don't even, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys actually look at any conservative media so you see both sides, or are you only watching the mainstream media? Because honestly, if I just watched mainstream media, I could totally see your point. The fact is that they are so unbelievably, sadly one-sided, and I never used to believe that. I actually had to do my own research when I would see something. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that." And then somebody would tell me, "Vicky, here, try this or check this link," and I'd watch the entire interview or the section, and they pull these clips out and make it look pathetic. And then I started recognizing it was a repeat pattern. So I stopped looking at what mainstream media was doing, or I would first go and watch the actual full clip. Like, again, if you go to hearings and go watch C-SPAN, the whole thing is there from start to finish, and then go look at what mainstream media did and how they clipped it together and made it look so different. It's pathetic. It's just it's horrible. Anyway, EO Joe gotta go. I agree, Dale. I agree. And so again, Tango, I don't know who you are either. We're welcome to the broadcast. We're glad that you're here. But again, I'd love to talk about real things. Like if you guys actually have read something, the whole thing, you've watched an entire interview and you want to talk about it, because it's really challenging to do when you only have little snippets, because when your snippets are incorrect, then you don't even know you're incorrect, so we're not having a conversation about the same thing. Let's see, Roosevelt had 3,720. I don't think so. Does anybody know if that's true? I looked up the statistics. I don't think so. I would have to. I'm gonna note that, because I don't think that's true. 3,721 EOs from Roosevelt. I'll check that out. His agenda includes controlling COVID. Most of his EOs were no. smokescreen. They were not. That's not even true. That's what I mean. If you're listening to mainstream media, that is zero true. And the COVID relief bill was only 9% COVID relief. At the $1.9 trillion was only 9% COVID relief. The man is not interested in COVID relief. He is cramming through his agenda. He bailed out California and New York. It is a joke. And this new infrastructure bill is a bigger joke. There's no infrastructure. There's 5% infrastructure. The rest is more of his programs and stuff. The first one, if I remember correctly, had was it $500,000 for Pakistan, like transgender Pakistanians. What does that have to do with COVID? Come on. I mean, honestly, I would love to have a conversation with you, but you're getting your information from mainstream media and it's not true. It's not accurate. Pick a topic you want to talk on, research the topic, and I'll invite you on the show. I mean, seriously, but that's just not true. Every president has an agenda. Tango, I agree. That is true. Every president should have an agenda, but not an agenda to destroy the country. When you come in with and can anybody tell me how many executive orders he did in his first 72 hours? It was nuts, right? He came in with the executive orders already written and they didn't make sense. They do not make sense to ramrod down he's claiming to be Captain Unity. You ramrod stuff down the American people's throat that they don't want. That's not unity. That's you with an agenda, an aggressive agenda that the people don't want. That's wrong. That's not what you certainly did not, you didn't campaign on that. You are starting to do all this stuff you didn't campaign on or the stuff you lied on. I'm not going to come for your I am coming for your guns. I'm not coming for your guns. I am coming for your guns. He is coming for our guns. He told us that, but he also told us twice that he wasn't, just like the Wicked Witch of the White House did. They both did the same thing. They were flip-flopping all over the place. But why didn't the American people see that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, of course, the mainstream media, if you're only watching that, they just gave you the clips they wanted you to see, not the one where he's in someone's face calling Mr. Dogface Pony Show or whatever the heck he says. The man's incoherent half the time. Let's see. Pelosi said they are going to 25th Amendment in June. I mean, the fact is, like I said if he gets through his first 100 days, it'll be a miracle, right? I mean, she set that 25th amendment up. I mean, everybody knew where it was going. Of course, she'd like to use it on Trump. And if you guys watched it, any of you put a 5 in the chat box if you saw Project Veritas expose CNN for admitting that they believe Trump would still be in office if it wasn't for them. Put a 5 in the chat box if you saw that. And if you guys didn't, go watch Project Veritas. It's all certified, all documented. You can say whatever you want about them, but they actually just won the motion to dismiss against the New York Times. So people, go watch it. CNN, the executive, I don't remember which title he is, but anyway, go watch Project Veritas expose on CNN and what they said about Trump. Just go watch it. Like I said, get in there and see the other side, and then let's have a conversation about it. You're one of the people that thinks he's frail. Oh yes, Tango. He's more than frail. Are you kidding me? I mean, again, go watch some conservative TV where they show you the whole clip, or go watch, because those are the only people that have the whole clips. Nobody else will show them to you. So go watch those. He's incredibly frail. The man has been cognitive. Do you know that he's had 2 brain aneurysms and he had surgery on both of them? Did you know that? And did you know that this behavior, the mental instability, is a normal part of this happening? I mean, most people don't know he had 2 brain aneurysms and brain surgery, right? Go look it up. Look it up on Wikipedia. So people don't know. And then he is extremely frail. It's a conspiracy broadcast. Tango, come on. I mean, seriously, come to the broadcast with something of meat, of resource, right? Come with some actual documentation or something that says, hey, you're wrong. I mean, I don't even know what that means anyway. Obama had 276 in 8, Trump 220 in 4, Biden 38. So Biden has not had 38 executive orders, Jeffrey. Are you kidding me? Somebody give me the number on how many executive orders EO Joe has. Holy crap, dude. If you think he only has 38, you're nuts. And maybe you meant something else by Jeffrey. Let me know, right? Just let me know. Biden's got so many more than 38. He had 38 in the first 3 days, I think. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, are you talking about days? Wait. 276 in 8 days? No. No. I don't think so. I'll have to check this out. Here, I'm writing this one down too. Hold on. 200 I just did a I have wait a minute. I just had a yeah, I won't waste your time with it because we only have 10 minutes left of the broadcast. Let's see. I'm going to write those down. The 276 in 8 was Obama. You're saying Trump had 220 in 4. I think you're talking years, right? Because I think Trump, and this was Trump, and you think Biden only had 38. Yeah, no, that for sure is not right. Biden is destroying the country, Kim, unfortunately. They could watch Fox and other conservative sources too, right? Jeffrey, I think that they should watch, I think you should watch both. Fox is partially conservative, but you need to watch stuff like that's not, because see, Fox admits that they're opinion based, right? So they're on the conservative side. Check out the Epic Times, check out Newsmax, where they're actually, although I mean sometimes they're doing op-eds, right? They're doing opinion pieces, but check out C-SPAN, watch the hearings, like watch the stuff that, I mean, the Hunter Biden stuff was proven to be true in some of the exposés that were done, and they just the media keeps suppressing them. I mean, they just blocked off Twitter and Facebook both blocked off the information that was just delivered again on what was it? What was it, guys? It just happened. Like I said, it's crazy. It's nuts. I mean, I don't even, my head hurts to think that our nation has gone this far with allowing the media and social media platforms to do what they're doing. Roosevelt had a 12-year term to do 3,700 orders. Okay, so he did 12 years. Okay. It wasn't 12 though, right? 11 and something because of the transition. But anyway, okay. So if you want to see evidence, go to there you go, Dale. Dale's got it there. Yeah, I won't say that one because I know I'm going to get in trouble. Let's see. Yep, fix the Great Depression. Okay, jurors are now sequestered and were partially sequestered before. Right, but they weren't sequestered. If they got sequestered, it's because of what's going on right now. And they are, I mean, I know when I was watching I know, well, I don't know. I have to put my own timeline in there, but partially sequestered. Trust me, you're partially sequestered. You know exactly what's happening. When you were here last summer, you know exactly what's happening. You know what's happening. So I mean, they know what's going to happen. And so just being alive during last summer will tell people a lot, right? I mean, let's be honest. There are currently sequestered before they were told not to watch the news and social media, etc. Okay, I don't know that they actually would follow that, but again, let's say they did. When you walk in and you're getting picked for that trial, you know what's going to happen. You watched what happened just from the death of George Floyd. You watched in how many months did it happen? It wasn't 5 minutes. It wasn't one night. It continued to happen for months on end. So you know where you're at. I mean, you don't have to watch social media or the news to know that it's dangerous. And so anyway, I don't know what part they knew. I know that they had to be going into it with fear. And the more they hear or see or other people tell them, because let's face it, the chances are if they have access to their own phones, they know something's going on. They know what's happening. Let's see. Sorry, there is a lot of comments here, guys. I'm trying to scroll back through because every time I move the mouse, it goes all the way to the back. Let's see. Okay. Georgia, North Carolina. Okay. Currently, okay. Jeffrey, but we are talking about the first 4 months. Okay. Let's see. I don't know what that's referring to. Again, it happens, like I said, this comes a little bit later. Kim said exactly, they're cowards. Smokes Creek and Tangerel, I think you guys are on the same page. Run amok in like the Michigan protesters who came armed to the Capitol building. So I'm just curious, are you, and just tell me, so what you're trying to do is say one incident where there were some protesters that made some poor choices at the Capitol is equivalent to the months on end of fires, looting, beatings, shootings, autonomous zones. Are we trying to compare, like pretend those are on the same same scale? I mean, I'm just curious because one is a movement that continued going on and one was an action and something that happened individually. So I'm just help me understand if that's where we're at because seriously, I don't know how we can put those in the same ballpark, right? Run amok like protesters who scream Jews will not replace. What are you even talking about? January 6th was pretty clear. Clear about what? That a few people made a choice and a Muslim, it doesn't matter what he called it. What you're trying to suggest that it is versus what it is the piece here. Did you read it? That's what I want to know. Did you read it? MTG is a seditionist. Okay, his words, Muslim ban. What does that say? Just wanted a selfie with a congressman. Let's see. You are being an apologist for Oh, okay, Tango. So your communication skills probably need just a little bit of help. I would try asking questions and having a conversation. Calling me, I mean, really, that's calling me name. An apologist for seditionists. Yeah. Okay. Whatever you say, girlfriend, boyfriend. I don't know who you are because I don't know what that name is and I can't see the picture. There was a lot of BLM infiltration in the Capitol riot. Yes, there was lots of stuff going on there. You are being disingenuous about Republicans. No, I'm not, Tango. See again. Okay, here's a really good point. Republicans or people that are conservative don't attack other people. I'm stating my opinion. I'm talking about EO Joe. I'm using facts to make some declarative statements about what I know. You are calling me names or telling me what I am or how I feel, but you're wrong and you don't know me. So why don't you try working on asking some questions? Because again, it's hard to take you seriously. That would be like me saying, "You are a petulant child." I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. So how can I say that? It means nothing. It's just rhetoric. And that's what I'm not being disingenuous. I mean, so telling me I'm disingenuous when you don't even know who I am, it just doesn't like I said, it's just repeating rhetoric you've heard somewhere else or something. Name conservative media sources. I did. Jeffrey, let me know if you needed some more. I told you Newsmax, Epoch Times, um, somebody else helped me with some. I'm drawing a blank, but One American News, OAN. Let's see. And try, like I said, try C-SPAN. When without the commentators, when just giving you the direct stuff, and check out the hearings and stuff. You'll be surprised. Hopefully, if you're looking at it with a keen eye, like you actually want to learn something, you'll be sick to your stomach. Where did the BLM people come from? The Democratic riots. Yes, true. He is getting vaccines into arms. Is that a bad thing, Vicky? Okay, just really quick. How does how does that even have to do with this conversation? I mean, honestly, like Trump put that all in together. So like him trying to take credit for it is weird, but that has nothing to do with this conversation. So it seems like maybe you're trying to change topics. I'm not sure. Maybe something I said triggered you to ask that. So let me know. Hi, Mike. Welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for being here. Invite me up. Not right now. The show's over in like 5 minutes. And again, it doesn't look like you actually have. You have to have a basis to come in, like a topic. But right now, reading your other stuff, it seems like you're just trying to be a little bit more trollish than you are actual conversationalist. I do agree. We need to watch whole speeches and interviews. I agree completely. Thanks, Jeffrey. Appreciate that. And then saying it again sounds very trollish, Tango. So again, that's not. I'm not interested in having an argument with you. I'm interested in having conversations with people. Look, invite me up again. How many times did you say that? You're definitely a troll. I get all my news from where'stheevidence.com. Okay. Um, yeah, Jeffrey, One American News. And Tango is definitely, I would definitely do a little troll patrol, I think, with Tango. You people are being incredibly, who's being condescending? And why you say you people? I mean, me, because my people aren't doing anything. So FDR, yes, did because of World War II. Okay, I have to check that. I did not know that about FDR, but thank you for letting me know. I will definitely check it out. Mike says, yes, let's not watch any news sources that have any types of credibility. Oh, Mike, so what are you saying? I can't see your thing. So are you a leftist? Are you all right? Where are you at? I don't know where you're at, Mike. Jeffrey said, Google it. He was fixing the Great Depression. Okay, guys, just because I don't know something and I know I'm catching up later. So again, I said, I don't think so. I don't know. I'll find out, right? I will find out. I'll definitely check it out. I didn't say you're stupid, you're a liar, and you're wrong. I said, I'll check it out. I'd rather get my news from the dark web. Okay, Mike, knock yourself out. Let's see, in 12 years, let's see, where did the 91% go? Mike, are you talking, I imagine that you're talking about the did I lose you guys? I imagine you guys are talking about the first are you talking about the first COVID relief bill? Look it up, Mike. It'll make you sick. Where all the rest of the money went. It's as a matter of fact, I shared out a broadcast that Senator Paul Rand, when he was in the hearings, again, if you guys go watch the hearings, and Paul Rand went over all of the things where the money was going and how insane it was. And he also talked about HR1 and this ridiculous bill that they're trying to shove through, which then would make it illegal for the representatives to tell the people about the crap that was all the pork that was stuffed into those bills. So, Mike, go look it up and then let's have a conversation on it. I actually have shared it out on my feed several times. There was about 3,721 per presidency. Thank you so much, Kim. Appreciate it. 22 EOs in the first 3 days. Thanks, Dale. 22 in 72 hours. I'm pretty sure that's a record. Again, I'm going to go check that out. 2 dozen orders in the first 72 hours. Okay, so MSM vets their sources. If they don't, they get sued like Fox. Yeah. Again, I have a hard time taking that seriously because you obviously watch Project Veritas. What? Check that out. Again, those are people that have they have a retraction wall. They're at 333, I think, that of news sources that have to have actual retractions, and they have them all posted on what they call the wall of shame. So I think you should do a little more work first. Tango, thank you for the high award. Appreciate it. I have Googled the Wicked Witch of the White House. No luck. Is there a source? That's mine, Jeffrey. I'm trying to keep mine. I'm always in the schnitzel box. So the Wicked Witch of the White House is that person who's second in charge. The Wicked Witch of the West, our initials are NP. Thank you, Dale. Okay. Kim said 5 and she loved it. And you're so out of touch with most Americans feel about Biden's plans. Tango, I would disagree. I think maybe you are a little bit out of touch. You're in touch with the media and not in touch with the people. But again, it's my show, so I'm talking to my peeps, and but I believe I am correct because I have friends on both sides of the aisle, and I talk. They're not happy either. Can tell me one thing that you think EO Joe has done really well, like you're super thrilled about. One thing that you thought, yes, I'm so glad he's in office. One thing. I have asked you for your sources twice. What are you talking? Okay, that has to be old, right? Because I've said the sources 3 times now. And again, remember, if I'm not looking at the comments, there's 34 new comments that I can't even see, not to mention the ones I already saw. So it takes a while to get there. Smartmatic and Dominion are suing those who made unfound claims of their machines. Yet, remember, okay, I'm going to say it. I know I'm going to end up in trouble. Go to LindellTV.com, right? Isn't that the one? Post it up again, Dale. Go check that out. They can sue if they want to. They're suing as a distraction, but there's just go watch the evidence. Just watch the evidence. Looks like the up-to-date number is 40 for Joe as of today. Did you ever have people talk as guest? I do. I have a podcast that I do as well. EO 13985 EO 14. Thank you, Jeffrey. 1402 and froze 41521. Thank you so much for looking that up. Do you just talk at people or do you cruelly have discussions? I think that's probably a typo. I assume I talk to my people and we have conversations here. I also do a podcast, which you're welcome to participate in, but I don't usually invite brand new guests that I don't know because then, like I said, I don't intend to have you be a troll there. If you want to have a conversation and you actually come to the conversation prepared, to talk and not to just be like obnoxious or something. I do agree with you about watching whole hearings and speeches. Thanks, Jeffrey. Let's see, Newsmax. Yes, Tango, Newsmax. What do you think of the Wall Street Journal? I don't actually read much on the Wall Street Journal, I'll be honest. Oh my God, you are just parroting. Oh, really? I think that might be you, Tango, which again, I have my own talking points from my own research, Tango. But thank you so much. I mean, you're a delight to have here. It's weird that your sources have made you think Biden has done more EOs than the actual number Biden has done. You said more than anyone. And I said in the same time period, Jeffrey, the same time period. He's only been the president for 2 months. Not even, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, he was inaugurated on the 20th of January. Wait, so February, March, April. Okay, so he's actually for 3 months, right? So we're at 90 days. Am I right, guys? Inauguration, he takes over, right? So 90 days. So 90 days, the man has done more than anyone else during that time period, I believe. Okay, let's see. I prefer to get all my news from the conservative dark web. Okay, Tinkerballs. What will you do if chauvinists found what will I do? What do you mean? What will I do? I don't even know what that means. Why did Fox, Newsmax, and AON suddenly stop talking about fraudulent voting machines when threatened with lawsuits if they thought they were in? Well, do you guys, I mean, you do know they weren't talking about it anymore, but you do know that they were promoting Mike Lindell, right? And they actually had special viewing 3 times a day when his first thing, Absolute Proof, came out. It's probably still on their website. They were ruled that they couldn't actually say those words, but they didn't stop promoting what was happening. So maybe check that stuff. Like I said, go to, again, Dale, pop it up there, lindelltv.com. I know I'm not getting out of the schnitzel box because I said it. Do you think Portland is only left protesters? I think that Portland has been run into the ground because there's a lack of leadership, and it doesn't matter who's doing it. They need to be in jail. This stuff needs to stop. And the fact that hasn't stopped, it didn't stop in the beginning, and things are continuing is a true lack of leadership. No, not equivalent insurrection was way worse. Oh, so you think the few people that broke into the Capitol was way worse than all the people that were died, killed, through bombs, looted, the billions of dollars of damage that were done. We just happen to have a different opinion there. They were not trying to take over they weren't trying to take over the government, for goodness sake. They were anyway. I don't. Yeah, there was this. Never mind. You're totally diminishing your patriot movement? What does that even mean, Tango? I mean, you're making these accusations and stuff that don't even make sense. Why don't you ask some questions? Seriously. Like what is that? Trump did 22 EOs before 415. Biden did 40. So some more, yes. See facts. Okay. So twice as many. Pretty much. I mean, real close to twice as many, right? Okay. I heard it from Trump's mouth. Didn't need to read it. He said, okay. Okay. Smokes Creek. Again, read it. That's what I'm going to say. Then we can have a conversation. I think I know, right? Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but yes, I am being trolled. I ask questions, but you don't back up your points. Not true. You are totally attacking the president in a what? I don't even know what that says. I can't even read it. And I'm not attacking him. I'm telling you what I think of him. It's my right and my privilege. That's what I think of him. You're being an apologist. I'm not apologist for the rioters. Are you out of your mind? I said they should be in jail. I mean, I don't even know what you're talking about. Marjorie Taylor Greene gets me so randy. She had a very interesting past, but she's really stepped up her game. I'm kind of proud of her, actually. You can't see me agreeing with you on full hearings and speeches. Don't know what that means. It's hard to take you seriously. You are not open to real news source. Oh, from blog sites. What are you talking about? Okay, it's really hard to take you guys seriously. So C-SPAN, which is actual footage of exactly what's going on, that's not a news source for you. A blog site. Do you even know what you're talking about, Smokes Creek? I mean, seriously, does she ever have discussion? Oh, so I think, do we have the three of them? So we got Tango, Smokes Creek, and whatever is in here. You guys are just, I think you guys came in as a pair, right? We do. We have some troll patrol going on. Disagreeing is not trolling. Okay, Tango, disagreeing isn't trolling. You're not disagreeing. You've called me names, or you've kind of attacked my character. You basically, you don't like anything I have to say. So, you're arguing against everything I say. You're not backing anything up or asking me any questions. That is trolling. When trolling is coming in to try and get your point out, like saying, put me on, put me on, put me on, put me on. That's you wanting to be in control of the situation instead of, you don't want to have a discussion. If you want to have a discussion, you say, hey, could we get on sometime? And I said, if you tell me what topic you want and we actually are going to talk about that topic, I'm happy to have somebody on, but you don't get to bully me into doing that. Let's see. if you know who I mean. Let's see. You are not a Trump supporter. You're too ugly. Oh, Mike, that's so cute. I mean, honestly. So we do have the trolls in here today. We need to watch Epic Times, OAN, Newsmax, and none mainstream. Definitely not mainstream. I didn't say you can't watch mainstream. Again, I said do both. That's what I said, like multiple times. I've never seen her before. Not sure. I don't know what that means. Why is asking to talk being a troll? You didn't ask. You said, "Put me on. Put me on. Put me on," like over and over. That's that like I said, ask questions. I said, "Just Google it. You are way behind." I was not name calling you. I don't know. Well, thank you for subscribing, Jeffrey. Would be easier if we could debate you by talking to you beam talking on you beam? I don't know what that means. Paul Rand, you say yes. Delays are making you confused. Possibly. This is not trolling. These are legitimate question statements. Where's the question? I'd like to see a question mark. Those are statements. You're making lots and lots of statements. This is trolling. Rand has the sexiest hair. That's not trolling to me. That's just funny. Hello from Wichita. Let's see. She's so behind on comments. Geez, yes, Tinkerball. If you have, let's see, 1,024 comments, you might be a little behind too. But maybe you don't have that many people chatting with you. I don't know. Let's see. The lag is killing you. Probably is, Jeffrey. Like I said, there's a lot of comments, and when you guys keep doing, more and more, I'm trying. How do you know what media I'm reading or watching? I don't. But if you're parroting something else and then try and claim I am, that's interesting. Yes, Mike Lindell. Really, I know. Might be surprising, but how about you watch the people that are on there? Watch the data. Just watch. Yes, I'm so glad that he has a plan to combat the COVID pandemic. Oh yeah, he's doing a bang up job there. Yes, I'm so glad that he has selected cabinet members who, oh dear goodness gracious, do not get me started on those cabinet members. Ay, ay, ay. I can't even go there. I just can't go there. You get your news from My Pillow Guy? No, I'm not getting my news from him, but I did watch his reports. Did you? Did you watch what he had to say and then make an informed decision on whether you believed it or not? That's what I do. How about you guys try that? Please watch the guy that I sent info on to Twitter. I'm reminding you. Okay, I will share. Thanks. Great source. You mean the IP map? Do you believe voting devices are connected? Yes, Jeffrey, they were connected to the internet. I mean, that isn't even actually a point of discussion. What was there? Hundreds of actual affidavits from people. I mean, that's not even up for debate. They know that they were. Oh, please check it out and then come back tomorrow and talk about what you saw. There you go, Dale. I don't buy pills from delusional, maniacal drug addicts. Wow, Tinkerballs. I can see that you give lots of credit to people. People are not allowed to have a past. I'm sure yours is perfect. And, but whatever. But even if, let's just say for a minute, he was a delusional, maniacal drug addict. Let's just say he was for a minute. If he actually had evidence, factual evidence by experts that were proven experts that you maybe would agree with, again, why don't you watch the information, weigh it with what you know, and then make an informed decision? I'm so glad that well, I would have to say some of Trump's tweets were interesting to say the least. But Biden naps all day. That's why he couldn't tweet if he wanted to. The poor man is incoherent. Maxine will pay for this. I hope so, Mike. I'm so glad that he's getting out of Afghanistan. Well, okay, you're trying to change the subject again. I'm so glad he's empathetic. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. He's not a store. Stop that BS. I did. What we have? What you guys all invite the troll patrol in here because they're taking up the whole conversation too. Let's see. I'm glad that he's interested in green energy. Oh Lord. Oh my goodness gracious. We'll have to have more and more conversations here. It's quite more than a few broke into the Capitol. Few 2,000 people is not a few. Okay. A few people were said 2,000 people did not rush in there saying they were starting a revolution. You guys, come on, get your facts straight. C-SPAN is great. There you go. Well, at least we agree on that. Tango's just practicing the art of distraction with right, Cher. I think you're absolutely right. I don't know what that means. What names? Darn it. You guys have no idea how many comments are coming in. It's very challenging to keep up. What names did I call you? like, I don't know, insurrection. I don't remember what you do. Just go back and look at your own comments. I actually read it out loud when I said it. Okay, here's a question. How long have you been a registered voter? Since I was 18. So you can do the math and try and figure out how old I am. I want to talk about this. You want to talk about what, Tango? What do you want to talk about? You have changed your subject about exactly, Cher. May I come up? No, Tango. I told you not today. I only do an hour broadcast. I've already been on an hour and 15, and I have no actual confidence that you're going to do anything besides troll, change the subject, and whatever. I don't know. So I can't say that I trust you at this point. If you're a regular user, if you come on all the time, maybe I'll invite you on. Dems only make statements. Well, I don't want to make that kind of statement because I don't think that's necessarily true, but that's certainly what they're doing right now. Hey, hey, Facebook user, I don't know who it is, but welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for being here, guys. By the way, if you guys are new, feel free to follow because I think we got a few new trolls that are going to be following as well. So we have some lively conversation. If you guys are not following right now, whatever platform you're on, make sure you guys do come over to haps.tv/invite/at Vicky Fitch, VICKIFITCH. I'd love to have you guys over here. And we do have a little troll patrol going on right now. I'm going to try and read the rest of those comments, then end this broadcast. But I will see you guys again tomorrow. So let's see. You want questions, but you give no opportunity for discussion. Tango, this is a show. I'm talking and reading. I'm not inviting you in. Like if you want to have a conversation, when you make a comment, I say something and then it goes back and forth through the chat. That's just the way this goes. His cabinet members, right, Kim? Holy Toledo. And that's a joke. I mean, that's a joke. Thank you, Cher. I appreciate that. Stop typing letter catch up. Thanks, Dragon. Don't feed the trolls. Probably hired her a gang. I would not be surprised, Chris. Truly would not be surprised because that's, I've been getting I'm in the schnitzel box all the time. Yes, I saw many things he and Rudy had to say. Watch their infomercials. Well, I'm not talking about infomercial. I'm talking about the actual interviews. Watch the absolute proof and watch his new one. I forgot what it's called. Just go to the website. Dale's posted up a couple times. Just watch it. You don't have to like it. I mean, I tolerate some of the stuff I watch all the time, and I deal with it. I'm responding to the things the broadcaster says. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let's see. What's today's topic? Well, we're talking about Maxine the Menace and her incitement of violence, and then we have some, heated, or no, not heated, lively conversation going on. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Cher. That was not a subject change. You asked us to name things we're. Oh, okay. Well, yes, but I can't remember how it was written, but it seemed like you had already brought that up, Tango, that you're glad that he no, because when you asked a question about it, right? You asked, didn't you? Maybe it was somebody else. Again, it's hard to keep track, but you asked if I was happy about his removing people out of Afghanistan, I think. But if not, you are correct. I did say, what are you happy about? But that only happened today or like within the last, the last 72 hours. So I'm just curious about the rest of this 90 days that he's been in office, like what you could possibly be happy about. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. Let's see. You asked. Okay. Thank you. Yep. Got it. Thanks. Whoops. Let's see. I'm trying to catch it. Like I said, there's a lot of comments here. Yeah. If you would just invite someone up to discuss things, you might slow down the question. That's okay, Tango. Tango, you sure have a mission to get on here. I mean, seriously, like it's an aggressive mission. Okay, we'll try to be regulars. Feel free to do that, Smokes Creek. Asking questions or responding to your statements is not trolling. Okay, I think you've said that twice already. Aren't you the lady who sells stuff? I don't know what that means, Dragon Boogie. I am an author, a speaker, an international business consultant, and a direct sales expert, but I don't know that I've ever sold you anything. I did write 12 books in 12 months. If you'd like to purchase a book, you're welcome to. Biden's cabinet members are not qualified like Trump's sort. Yeah, they are a disgrace, Dragon. Absolutely, they are. It's a joke. They are a joke. What did Maxine say? What is worse than today is 1776. Maxine, well, yeah. Maxine, the worst part was that she said that people, what was the actual quote I pulled out for y'all today, right? That they needed to be more confrontational. Sorry you feel trolled. I really don't feel I have trolled. I don't think I said you trolled, Jeffrey. I think you were bordering on some questions, but I would definitely I wouldn't assign you as a troll. I do think that Tango is definitely troll-esque for sure. I'm not trying to get a basis of what you're about. I think that's reasonable. It means absolutely, Jeffrey. I'm not like I said. I am cautiously optimistic about everybody who comes in for sure, and I enjoy. I don't need everybody to agree with me. I really don't. Trying to be, you know, obnoxious or insistent is a little different. She asked what. Okay. I agree with. I don't know what you agree with. Yeah, hugely. I understand. Well, again, there's so many comments, guys. Oh, what did Maxine do? Did she storm the US Capitol and throw stuff on the walls while carrying Confederate flags? Oh, I see. Drow. So you just kind of pop in at the end of the conversation and just try and throw something up or what? Um, Tinkerballs. There's a magic little X in the top if you don't like it. Boop, I disappear. It's really cool. It's super easy. It doesn't have to be me. It could be anyone. Tango, I already told, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say it. The show's an hour. I've already been on an hour and 20 minutes. I'm not having someone come on, but happy to do it another day. Um, I'd like to know how many of you who are giving Vicky a hard time do live broadcasts on subjects like this. We want to watch your broadcast. Thanks, Kim. Appreciate that. Um, let's see. She threw horse stuff rather than human on the walls of the US Cap. Do you have the video? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I have done live broadcasts. Well, good, Tango. I'm gonna have to go check some of those out. Hey, Mike, welcome to the broadcast. Okay, so guys, that was an interesting conversation for sure. Recapping for those of you guys who just got here, we were talking about Maxine the Menace, who happens to be actually trying to create insurrection by telling people that they must, that what was it? We must stay on the street, be more active, and be more confrontational. That is inciting violence, and that's exactly what's happening. It's also coercing people that are, on to what should happen now and in the future. We should not be challenging people and trying to create havoc that if we don't get our way, that we're going to cause trouble, and that's really what she's doing. She needs to be held accountable and she should be prosecuted for what she did. They impeached Trump for it saying we need to peacefully protest. That's exactly what he said. But you guys had determined, I say you guys meaning the left, had determined that he meant to create some kind of trouble. Well, Maxine already knows what she's creating. So Kevin McCarthy is on the move. He's going to bring charges against her if Pelosi doesn't. So I hope that happens. For those of you guys who are new viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you who are trolling or bordering on trolling, we always give you another chance tomorrow. So we'll see how things go. I am here typically every day at 6 p.m. Pacific. You never know what the topic's going to be, but it's always going to be charged. So let's see. Let's see if there's last questions really quick. She knows exactly what I'm talking about, but she doesn't have the same energy for the white supremacists that storm the. Oh, I see. I see. So Drow Star, you come in at the end of the broadcast and start accusing. Like, so cute. This is so typical of, like, that's troll behavior. If you've been here the whole time, it's your first comment and you want to pop that in, like, seriously, grow up and have a conversation. Maxine does need to be removed, period. I agree. You seem to be having exactly, Dragon. Thank you. I do live broadcasts also. I try to debunk conspiracy theorists. Well, good. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but feel free to call me one if you like. I mean, if it makes you feel better in some way, shape, or form, knock yourself out. You seem to have any answer for my question since you don't move along, little guy. I see. Drowstar, you come in. See, Drowstar is a troll. Now he's attacking other people in the chat as well because he doesn't like it. Now, come on, guys, knock it off. Like, let's just grow up and have nothing will stick. I don't know what that means. Oh, you mean with Francine? I mean, Maxine? You're probably right, Tango, unfortunately. But I think if we keep speaking up, she needs to because she's out of control and she's a nutball. Man, some of the stuff these trolls believe. I know, Dale, right? But we can continue to provide them logic and reason. Grow up. You're the one crying white tears up here over Maxine's words. How old are you? Like 12? Are you trying? Is this like you come on Troll Patrol like, ooh, I'm gonna be my keyboard coward and try? I mean, come on, dudes. Come on. Step up your game, brother. Step up your game. You on Haps crying? Yeah, I'm crying. I know. I'm bawling. Do you see the tears? I am crying. Yes, yes, and it's because of you, Drow. You made me cry. Maxine's a hero. Dragon. Seriously? You must be joking. Step up with the white tears. Oh, so are you black? Is that what it is? Are you trying now we're in the it's did you guys see how people do that? What is the point of that? The white tears. Like, if I was crying, why are they white tears and not just tears? Like, what kind of so are you a racist? Because that's what it sounds like, right? He's like 12. He has to be 12. 'Cause, okay, guys, one of the you guys know me. Only insecure people come into other people's broadcasts and troll. Like, that is full on. Now, none of you can tell me you don't think that's trolling. That little drow star here is not a troll because, I mean, obviously, he's afraid to have any kind of conversation with people. Look at them tears. Look at them tears. She got white tears. I mean, what is that? I know exactly, Kim. I'm a horrible actress. Mike is a good thing I'm not an actress. Oh, oh my gosh. Kim is a retarded tranny. Drowstar, you are like 5 years old. For goodness sake, grow up. United Tears. There you go. Thanks for not blocking. Many MAGA supporters block and won't debate. Yeah, I don't block. I don't need to block. Drowstar is just a child crying out for help because he gets no attention. You got me mad. Do I look mad, you guys? This is my mad face, Drow. You got it. Thanks for not blocking. You're welcome, guys. Appreciate it. Trump is the best thing since baby Jesus. Mike, you really are all over the map, dude. You're a leftist, you're a rightist, you're making fun of Trump, whatever. I don't know. I'm a Christian. Jesus comes first. I got, that's who I'm accountable to. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't think Trump is him. Trump has many, many issues. But anyway, haha. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yes. Yes, Drow. Like, it's so nice. So, Drow's a bad boy with bad words, and he's trying to come in and trying to cause all kinds of trouble. You're just a little child. It's super sad. I actually feel sorry for you because I know your mama probably didn't teach you that. She probably did teach you that trolling doesn't pay very well. So, I don't know. You might want to get a job or do something constructive instead of, trying to, I don't know. You're just sad little puppy. Sad little puppy. Preston, welcome to the broadcast. Trump is the best and Melania is the smartest first lady in history. Thanks, Mike. Melania would destroy Michelle in Jeopardy. Probably. Oh, there you go. Okay. Anyway, note to yourself, Drowstar is probably he's got some challenges. He's probably a child and we don't want to, we don't want to hurt his feelings. So we're going to just let him kind of be and I'll just start ignoring him. Just, maybe he'll just go away or maybe he'll grow up, one of the two. Anyway, just so you know, we always, swing, let you start over again tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific. I look forward to seeing you. If you're not over here on Haps, if you haven't followed, even you trolls, feel free to hit that follow button. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 6 p.m. And until next time, I want to remind you, like I always do, to dream it, believe it, and achieve it.